Good morning, guys. Welcome to this Friday, July 10th. And we have a market just kind of sitting, twisting in the wind, left kind of where we left it. Not much happened. They haven't really sold off a lot, not a lot of weakness in the overnight, not a lot of strength either. So I'm looking forward for another range bound kind of a sloppy trading day. Doesn't have to be like that. We don't have a lot of news to drive the market, so Friday on the summer Friday, not a lot of news to drive the market. I'm expecting kind of a probably a range bound, not very exciting trading day, but who knows? Anything can happen. The only thing I can think of which could be potentially create a little bit of selling pressure would be going into the weekend, potentially having some more Iranian action going on. But market hasn't really reacted heavily to that action during the week, so I wouldn't expect the market to sell off going into the weekend because of it. But that could be a reason for it. So that's about it. Otherwise, I mean, we're getting into earnings seasons next week, and we'll see if we get some excitement going here. Some when the earnings starts trickling out. But right now, we are range bound. We are holding in this upper range on the ES, and there's not much else to say about it. Just fade the edges. Watch this upper edge though, 7,600. If that comes out, I mean, leading in on the long side would be a possibility. Next level of resistance comes here at the 7630s. Could be worth paying attention to. But it's the first level to get through is that 7600 level. And so far, they haven't been able to. They've been retesting it, and they're still not quite failed on that thing. They were up here, didn't quite take it out. They haven't failed in a way where they've been pulling back anything. So it's kind of trading up here, building value. So I would stay range bound, and given yesterday's trading, maybe favor the long side early on here to see if they're going to retest this high, potentially take it higher. If not, then if they can't take it out, they're probably going to see a little bit of selling in the afternoon, taking this back into the range again. Maybe even lower if the market gets spooked by potential action over the weekend. So that's kind of the dynamic. Looking at the levels specifically, looking for short setups against that 75.90, 7600s. Looking for some buying opportunities against the 75.70s, 75.55s for rotations up. And if they back off below 55, we have solidly backed off this upper edge and we're back in this lower range again. So take it off my long bias at that point, or any bias I have on the long side, and going back flat out range bound. If I see them start taking out these lows at the 75.16s, that would be back here. That would be all the way down here. That level here, the support area. So if that area comes out, that would be these two support areas: the yesterday's day session low and the session lows from yesterday. If both of them comes out, I think we are in for a little bit more selling. But that's pretty much where I'm at to get started this Friday. So pretty straightforward action, to be honest with you. And it's there's this middle of the summer. It's Friday in July. Not expecting a lot of action back one way or the other. So expect a range bound, reasonably sloppy trading day. It's like 140,000 contracts on the ES. It's like 600 on the micro Nasdaq. They used to be close to 1 million when it was a little bit busy. So micro Nasdaq backing off pretty good as well. Looking at the Nasdaq, Nasdaq is pretty much holding this support area at the 29,750s, but barely. We'll see if they can hold it or not. If they can, we may have a shot at a little bit of strength building. The Nasdaq has a lot longer to go before we start getting excited by the long side. I mean, they have this ledge here to get past the 30,300s, and if they can get past that, I think we are going to get a little more excited about the long side. Right now, we are trading in this lower distribution. Now you can see here that they're getting in more resistance. Value area cuts off at the 150s. And so this is the value area of volume. Mean is a little bit higher in the mode in this distribution, but that's kind of where we are right now. Building value, and I would just say starting off range bound, given yesterday's trading, maybe start with a slight bias to the upside. We have a little bit of weakness in the overnight. They did take it a little bit lower on the Nasdaq. You see that they were down here testing that 700s. So they backed off pretty good on the Nasdaq, a lot more than the ES. The Nasdaq, true to form, volatile and all over the place. But that's because we have these big tech companies and big movers, which when they move the whole freaking market. So that's kind of what we're dealing with there. So I mean, on the Nasdaq, looking to buy weakness early on, looking having. I'm going to key in on that 29,700 for change of bias. If they start backing off below that, but I'm taking off the long bias and going back range bound. But they backed off pretty good. So I mean, they were up here against that 30,000. Overnight it was holding for a bit, but then we had the London session and they backed off a little bit. So I would I would look for long setups against this level, the 750, 760s and the 700s for rotations up. Below 700s, I'm going to take it off that long bias and go back range bound. That's traded as such. On the way up, looking for short setups against the 890, 950 up to the 30,000. Not necessarily, definitely looking for short setups. I mean, there's no obvious level up here. They're kind of in the middle of the range. If we start getting up here towards this, the 270, 300, I would be a little more aggressive on the short side, I would think. But there's no rush to get short against this right now, at least. So we'll see if this, because we had a pretty good sell-off down here the other day, all the way down here to 28,800s, retraced hard. This could be still be part of a dead cat bounce kind of a dynamic, in which case we'll see them be down here and pushing the lows in no time. So we'll see. I mean, it's hard to make an obvious prediction about that, but it could very well be part of a little dead cat bounce we are looking at. That would be a day or so of buying. And then you basically look at you see the market just collapse again. Man, we're in the middle of July. We have earnings season coming up next week. I'm not sure we are in for a sell-off right now. We'll see what I think people are holding off for the earnings season before they start really starting making decisions about if they're going to stay on the long side or add to the longs or sell something. So that's how we get started. Watch that upper edge 30,000 right now. That's going to give you an indication that we are extending to the upside. The lower end, the 29,700, so I'm taking off any long bias and going back range bound. If that level comes out, that's kind of how we get started. On the bonds, bond market is and that's a little pop right now on it. So something happened. Some news came out. I don't know what that was because we don't have anything on the calendar. But on the bond market, kind of holding on to their gains for a bit. Looks like they finally found some strength here. They traded up towards that 111, 20, 17 to 18. And then taking out in the overnight. So they're up here again. So this is they take out this level of resistance right now. I'm going to stay on the long side on the bonds and see how far they want to take it. But right now, this could still be setting up a short trade for rotations back down. So this could also be as they pull back from the lows. So pretty key area here at the 11, 18 to 20 on the bonds. And if it holds, so starting off range bound, it's still kind of favoring the short side given what's been happening the last few days. But if they take out that 17 to 18 or 18 to 20 resistance area, it's like 17 to 21 on my chart here. I'll be if they take that out, I'll take off any short bias and stay on the long side and see how far they want to take it. If they can't, probably to trade back down again. I'm not necessarily sure we're going to see new lows today by any means. So if they can't take out the 11, 18 to 20 here, I would probably just stay range bound on the bond market. All right. No, nothing going on in the cryptos as far as I can tell. There been nothing obvious. A little bit on the upside on the Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin is up to 64.4 now. Looks like Coinbase and Circle is doing okay this morning. USDC Maker and Bitcoin, or Bitcoin, Coinbase being a proxy for Bitcoin. Not sure why that's still the case though, because they're into a lot more stuff right now. It's more than just crypto trading. And remember, we can trade futures on Coinbase as well right now on the platform. Let's have to hook it up. All right, so that's kind of where we are. So nothing going on the cryptos. Oil is down here at 71.80, so that's not signaling that we have a big issue going on with oil right now. Silver, gold kind of holding where we left them. They're on 60 on silver, around 4,100 on gold. So not much else to say about the cryptos. Watching I'm probably going to be trading the Bitcoin and Ethereum from the long side. Looks like from this morning. That will be the ticket. Looks like they've been trading up in the overnight. Right, back to the ES and the Nasdaq, and you can see this one. That's a big reaction here. Something happened. Some headline came out. Big reaction in the market, and that's kind of the ticket. In summer trading, when these kind of stuff going on in the Middle East, headlines is the stuff you need to pay attention to. And if things starts moving like this, just take a step back. Don't try to trade it because you never know why it's doing it. It could pop in pretty good. It could whip back and forth. Yes, it's just hard to say. So. Just be mindful. Keep your stop in the market. If it takes you out, it takes you out. All right, guys. So we'll wrap it there for now. So it's Friday. Good trading. And I'll see you guys back at 11:30 for the next update. All right, guys. Later.